This is example 4 of the 10A notes. And we're asked to find the missing side length. Okay? So again, we're always going to start by labeling our triangle sides. We're going to label, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to identify the missing side. Okay? And of course, when we're finding the missing side length of a right triangle, we've looked, we see that here's that indicator that means that this is a right angle, so we have a right triangle. And when we're trying to find the missing side length of a right triangle, we can use that Pythagorean Theorem formula, okay? And I've got a little template prepared for us, right? And so let's go ahead and label our triangle, okay? So the first thing that we want to do is just identify those legs. And the legs are always the side that, the two sides that make up this right angle, okay? These are always the legs, okay? And it doesn't matter which one's A or which one's B. They're both legs. It does not matter which order they go in. But we do want to label our right triangle. It's just a very good habit. This long diagonal opposite our right angle is called the hypotenuse. Okay, so now our triangle is labeled. And what we can do now is to identify the missing length. So we have a value for our hypotenuse. We have a value for one of our legs. The value for the other leg is missing. So, of course, that's going to be the x. Okay? And then we want to insert these values into our formula. So let's go ahead and insert the values for the legs into our formula. Okay? So here, the first leg, the value's x. Now, of course, that's squared because our formula requires all the terms to be squared. The second leg has a value of 10 for its length. And now the hypotenuse, which is always what C is, and it's squared as all the terms are, the value is 15. All right? Now we're going to go ahead and simplify everything. X squared is just going to simplify to x squared. I'm going to kind of scoot everything over a little bit this way. So we have x squared, then we're plus 10 squared, which is 10 times 10, which is 100, and that's going to equal 15 squared. And when we multiply 15 times 15, we'll get 225. Now we want to solve for x. So we want to do the opposite of what's being done here. So that means we're going to subtract 100 from both sides. Okay? And when we do that, we'll get x squared these two cancel, 100 minus 100. And x squared is going to equal 225 minus 100, which is 125. Now what we want to do is solve for x. And this is squared, so we need to take the square root. Again, we do it to both sides. And that's going to give us x. The square root of x squared is just x. And that's going to equal the square root of 125. Now, if you leave it like this, I won't count it wrong. But always, it's better to do our simplification of our radical using our prime factors. So the if a number ends in 5, we want to start dividing by 5. That's the smallest prime that will go in to a number ending in 5. So 125 divided by 5 is 25. 5 is prime. 25 is not. So we'll go ahead and divide by 5 again. And we'll get 5 times 5. So now these are the prime factors. And of course, when we're simplifying our radicals, if we have 2 on the inside, that'll give us 1 on the outside. This 5 doesn't have a buddy, so he stays inside. And our x equals 5 roots of 5. So when we go up here to our triangle, our missing side, the length of our missing side is going to be 5 root 5. Okay? Thanks for watching, guys.